All right, I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to join, but I just want to say welcome. Welcome to everybody. And, I figured this would be a great time to connect because, particularly for me, I've just been feeling the intensity of this Mercury retrograde, and I normally don't. For me, they're just, I feel like if you take a little bit of precaution, normally you can navigate through it without any challenges. But I've definitely felt almost every area that there is complications, whether it's with delays or technology, miscommunications. I think this one's a little bit more intense than usual. So it's a mid-month sort of time, and I thought we can just take a pulse and see how everyone's doing in August. We can check in on the retrograde, and I can look at some of the things that you guys put into that community post. Everybody's welcome to watch this, but I wanted to be able to participate with some of the members today just to give back, and from time to time, we may do more of these. So anyway, hopefully you can all see me and hear me well. I'm still getting all of the gear set up here. It's going to continue to change from video to video, but it's, slowly I'm putting it all back together because I had to start from scratch. Thank you so much for everybody that gave back with cards. I'll be mentioning all of you that put a gift sort of receipt in there as I read them just as a shout out. In fact, we're going to start off today with a deck that Cynthia sent me. It's one of my favorites, the Green Witch. It has a lot of nice sort of grounded energy in it, so I thought we would begin with this. So I'd like to pull 3 cards. We're going to tune into the energy of the retrograde. I'll do that in just a moment, but I want to talk about something that was playing a prominent role in my dreams last night. And that was actually, I just kept seeing crows. I saw also a crow kind of morph into a person. So to me, this is a symbol of past life and also even like things in our past. And it feels like there's a karmic lesson that's coming through, playing a role in a relationship right now. So let's pull 1 card to see what's going on karmically with all the crow energy, what it is in relationships that maybe it's time to release, and then we'll move into past, present, future. Okay, so let me see if everything cooperates here. Looks like it is. All right. So let's see what the crow wanted to come through and tell us. Okay, so we have the Holly King coming through on this one. For many of you, there may be something in the past, again, that you're meant to bring light to. You're the voice of reason right now in this relationship, and I think that when it comes to, and this could be any relationship, a work relationship, familial relationship, it feels to me like there's something going on where, particularly when we get like wisdom energy, hermit energy, it's sort of saying, you know what, let the person come to you. You don't have to prove that you're right. And I think this could be at the crux of a communication challenge. Sometimes people have to discover things on their own. And I think this is the karmic message here. And the crow, makes a lot of noise sometimes. And I feel like someone could just be talking and talking and talking, but they're not activating the listening. So let them talk to the point of the exhaustion and then say, would you like my feedback, or how can I help? Like basically figure out how they want you to show up for them. Because sometimes people aren't ready to listen. They think they're right. They're not really interested in what you have to say. And that is the first message that's coming through with respect to retrograde, okay? All right, so now let's take a look at the past, present, and future influences for this retrograde cycle. And I'm going to switch up decks here for this. Let's see, for this one I'm going to use the same one I used on the weekend. If I feel like opening up a new one today, I might. So this may hurt. This might hurt tarot. Jill is the one that gave me this one, so thank you, Jill. I actually love the fact that now every time I open up a deck, I think of one of you. So thank you guys. It's like a silver lining for what happened. So thanks, Jill, for this. All right, so we're gonna look at this retrograde at past, present, future influences and see what it's all about. Not bad, actually. All right, so past influences in this retrograde cycle, we have the star energy coming through, and the star is basically a reminder for you, as long as you are connected to your path, as long as you're not getting distracted with what you're supposed to be doing, whether it's spiritual or as something practical that you're supposed to be focusing on. Keep shining the light, just like we saw with the Holly King, like the Hermit. Same thing here coming through with the Star. It's about being authentic and leading by example. And so even finding that silver lining, a star always shines. So if there's someone in your life that's trying to diminish your light or mute you or makes you feel less than, this is a time for you to shine through that and say, I don't have the time for this. There's no time for that kind of sort of energy. In fact, when we look at the presenting energy of this retrograde, it's for you to either reconnect with your power or rediscover your power. So the Magician is basically a jack of all trades, and I think the challenge for many of you is staying focused. Just as a little bit of a sneak peek for tomorrow's energy, I already did the daily. I got a Four of Swords in reverse, so I feel like many of you might be burning the candle at both ends, and if you are too tired or too distracted, you might miss something. You may also be missing out on the fact that something could be easier or more within reach than you might imagine. So Magician energy is about focusing, and the Star is about aligning to your path. And then we have Three of Wands here in the future. It doesn't have to take as long as you might think it will. There may be an easier way. That's the main thing that I'm picking up on in this retrograde, is it's easier if you slow down a little bit, if you plan, and if you look in different directions. I think some of us are waiting for one person or one opportunity to come through, and it's really about making sure that you're not missing out on something else. Be open to what's presenting, not what isn't there. I guess that's the way I could summarize that one, okay? Let's look at what, I'm just going to do a Celtic cross spread for this. I might stick with the same deck and just see retrograde overall. What is it that we need to know? Reveal what needs to be seen, and I might pull a catalyst card as well. Then we're going to do some interaction. We're not going to go too deep into the Celtic cross. I'm going to kind of speed through it, and then I want to look at some questions and comments from all of you, okay? So do me a favor, if you will, close your eyes, and I'd like you to focus on just clearing any sort of thoughts from your head and saying, what is it that I need to know to get unblocked? What is it that might be coming through? Just show me what I need to know, not what I want to know. And that's what this is about. Messages from your guides and higher self, basically a mini check-in on that. All right. Some money concerns coming up, money and health, actually. A lot around money, health, and resource management. Things are moving faster or slower than you want as well. All right, let me get a catalyst card. I think this is also from Jill. All right. Okay, so the catalyst here is a tsunami. Tsunami energy is very, very tower-oriented, and actually when we see near future here, we have the tower. I would expect something like this in a retrograde reading. So rapid fire changes, and I always use that surfing analogy. If you can ride the wave of some sort of big change in your life, then you can at least try to use the momentum to your benefit. So it feels like you're either about to enter into a big shift or change or movement, or you're in the throes of it. If you could kind of just put your arms around it and hug it and say, let's make the most of it, that's really what this is about. The wake-up call is the important thing. This, for many of you, could be a health wake-up call. It could be an awakening for some of you too, like in love or relationships, but whatever's coming to the surface, since we're looking at water here, the sooner you deal with it, the more you can, again, you can sort of ride that wave rather than being beholden to it. So if you're also just feeling heavy emotions, it's time to talk to somebody. One thing that I also saw in dreams in particular this morning was crying. I didn't understand why or what it was all about, but I did see tears. So I do know that a lot of you today are processing grief or tension or sadness, and it's okay. And it's coming through not just because of current events, but this retrograde is helping you heal something. And we're so used to trying to be strong and hide those emotions. I think right now the best thing to do is to lean into them, get to the source, and that's going to help you just have a stellar end of this year. Okay, so validating heavy emotions, but also giving you the insight that this is to wake you up to opportunity. Remember what we saw in the triptych where it was Three of Wands. I feel like some of you could be missing an opportunity that's right there in front of you because you need to process an emotion first. And again, a sneak peek at tomorrow's, it's going to be Four of Swords reversed. One thing I mentioned in that is burying the hatchet. So some of you, that's just a phrase for like forgiving yourself or forgiving others. You may be holding on to anger, upset, or grief over something that someone did or something that you didn't do. So I'm encouraging you to forgive yourselves right now, okay? And I'm seeing in chat, some of you said it's been a heavy couple of years. I definitely feel like this year in particular has been intense. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at all of the cards in front of us and see what's coming through here. So we have that tsunami energy that we just talked about. I mentioned, so the center card, the Nine of Swords, is one of fear. And the presenting energy for many of you is fear over money or health. So the main thing I would say with Five of Pentacles is if there are resource shortages, or if you're overworking and getting underpaid, or if you're feeling like you're saying yes to everything and it just leaves you tapped out, it's really important to sit down and figure out how much. How much do you need? How much can you give? And when is it enough? Don't be afraid to say no. If people aren't giving you the love, support, or the respect that you need, it's okay to release that. The tie is there. So for some of you, when you're making your mind up on what it is that you need to let go of, you just think, well, this is not returning. I'm constantly left feeling like I need more. This is the energy of forgiveness because someone didn't do what they said they would, or they weren't there for you, or they disappointed you. We're all human. And when you let go of them, you might allow someone else to come in. Nine of Swords can also be a card of diminished sleep quality. So I already saw Four of Swords for tomorrow. Now we're seeing Nine of Swords. I really think it's important tonight, whenever you watch this, but specifically if you're watching it on Wednesday, to get some sleep. After this, take a walk, meditate a little bit, and plan to go to bed early tonight. That's going to help you feel better. That's going to help you find the balance that we see in the crowning card here with the Six of Pentacles. So I think tomorrow is going to be even better, but it depends solely on if you're willing to let go of something tonight and if you take care of yourself. So I'm very much encouraged by what can be coming through tomorrow. A little bit of processing that needs to happen first and foremost, okay? All right, here we go. We have the Three of Wands again. What about that for a synchronicity in the deep past? It's important to spend some time to look at what's around you, to tune into different things. It may not be exactly the way you thought. So I mentioned that the Three of Wands, if you look at the traditional card, and I have it over here, is typically, and I don't have the card for this one, but I'll have it next time that I read with the Radiant Rider-Waite. But the Three of Wands is typically a person standing at the top of a hill, looking out at the horizon, and they're watching the ships come in. But their ability to see those ships is solely dependent on them looking in the right direction. So when the card is reversed, you may simply be looking this way, or this way, and you just need to turn around. Something could be happening right here, right now, and we want to get you into the energy of I can, I will, and I am. That present-minded energy can help you embrace the opportunities a lot faster, okay? Moving. So just like me, many of you may have been moving in or out of something, into a relationship, or out of a relationship into a house, out of a house. Sometimes these things happen in tandem, and just like me, it can stress you out. In health, I had a little bit of a health challenge earlier this month, and then also in money. Totally get it. I'm with you guys on that. Take it easy right now. Don't try to do everything all at once. That's why I had to slow down my production. I'm going to catch up now, but I had to take time. I still don't have everything. But you can't you can't replace everything overnight. You can't reset everything overnight. If you just started a class, a job, or a relationship, breathe, rest, take it a day at a time. Who are we racing against? Only ourselves, right? So take it slowly, folks. All right. The tower, I think, well, actually, we want to talk a little bit about this first. You're closer than you think to getting something done. You don't have to carry the burden anymore. You don't have to carry a grudge, a burden, or all of the weight. Release some of it, delegate some of this stuff, and the mantra is less is more. And I talked a little bit about that in tomorrow's reading as well. So we're getting a lot of what's coming here, which is great. Choices are everything. If you can make smarter choices right now, it's going to open up the doors for tomorrow. So Six of Pentacles, you can't say yes to everybody. It's important to say no. It's important to make choices. It's okay to disappoint some people because by saying no, you free them to find the right connection of someone that can be there in the capacity that they need. And this will help you avoid this. So the tower basically is necessary change that's coming into your life. And the challenge/opportunity for you right now is to embrace it and say, I got to do this. I don't have a choice. It's now or never. And for many of you, you might have been waiting for like a green light or an indication from the universe. This is it. And it's basically saying, if you act now, like within the next month or so, you can avoid the tower. But if you don't, the tower is coming. So if there's something going on with your health or a job and it just feels like it's building and it's building, take a break, take care of yourself, let it go. Necessary change. We just talked about the tower, and that's basically coming through again. Embracing the necessary change, letting go of what no longer serves you. I will say this with the tower: don't overcommit yourself because it's lacking grounding, particularly when it's reversed. So it's really, really important for you to have one foot on solid ground, and slower is better. Slow down a little bit. Clean your house, clean your office, clean your business affairs, clean things up. The tower is a very messy card, and when it's reversed, it's inviting you to be smarter about all of that. And it's touching finances and sleep. So in particular, when we're looking at time, energy, money, and sleep, those are the messiest in this spread. Those need the most help. You're coming through pretty strong. Empress energy, I'll take it. She is reversed, so one of the challenges in this moment in time could be in people questioning your authority, your decision-making, and maybe they're just making sure that you're sure. So as long as you feel confident or exude it, then people will leave you alone. So say yes with authority, do things that feel right. Take time for yourself. This can be getting a massage, going to the doctor, taking a class, doing whatever it is you need to do to feel supported. Because at the end of the day, you have to be your own best support. This is especially true for parents, teachers, bosses, and anyone out there that people rely on. You have to take care of you first because there's a line of people that need you to be okay. So if you're sick, some of you have a cold or just on the precipice of it, take care of that first, okay? Everybody else can and will wait, and if they can't or won't, that speaks more to them than you, okay? You can do this. This is in the environment. So it's both a reflective card and an indication of what's going on around you. So the Seven of Wands could be people trying to push you to do something. So you're going to push right back and say, no, no thank you. This is also deciding when to speak up, when to argue, when to put your foot down. Fight the good fight, but don't fight for the sake of fighting. That's what I would say with the card in reverse, okay? For many of you, the speed with which things are happening, it's either too slow or too fast. There's no like happy medium. And the Fool is saying, you'll be all right. You can catch up later if it's, if you feel like there's a lot going on. And typically when things are slow, the universe is giving you a chance to rest. So enjoy this rest, you earned it. Why not have some fun and just kind of like take a nice deep inhale, exhale, and let it go, folks. You deserve to. And then the Three of Pentacles here in the crowning position. This is basically an invitation from Spirit to to allow you to really focus on, maybe one project, one task, something that really, really feels exciting. This can be a card of kind of like education for those of you that are thinking of going to school. It's the writer's card, even though we don't see, well, you can see a little bit of writing here. But if you can put it into a written, illustrated, or somehow articulated form, it brings it one step closer to reality. So the retrograde energy isn't great for contracts, but you could begin the building of a contract and sign it after retrograde, or sign it after you've had a lot of time to review it. So I feel like this is a time where a lot of work can be done. This is a construction and a teamwork card, and we can see that there. So retrograde can be productive, and you can stay busy. And sometimes you have to make big decisions during that period. But I think the important thing here is to scrutinize the details, get things in writing, and work in a team. And that's what I'm picking up on here. Heed the wake-up call, whatever it might be. That's the important thing here, okay? All right, let's reset all the cards, and let's take a look and see what some of you might be going through in chat. I'm going to go to the tab real quick first, and then we'll take a look at what's being said and what's being asked here. So first things first, I'm going to go to the community tab here and see what some of you have written. Sorry, Apollo's scratching behind me. All right, lots of comments around technology. I'm with you on that. Let's see, medical and health. Okay, so why don't we take a first look here at sort of like general messages around health. We already got that it's important to slow down a little bit, and it's also important to focus on getting ample rest. But let's see what else is coming through here. All right, I'm going to use Lightseers next. Thank you so much to Erica for gifting me the Lightseers deck. It's one of my favorites. I think I might have gotten 2 of these, which is fine. I will keep one in the car for on the go, and I'll make sure I thank the other person. I don't know how 2 of them got sent to me, but it's okay. I love this enough that I'll keep one for my like ready-to-go container. All right, we're focusing on health. What do you need to know right now to be healthier and to be happier? You don't have to do it alone, folks. You don't have to do it alone. So teamwork makes the dream work. That's what we're really getting with this 2 of Cups card. It's important for you to ask for help. There was another vision that came through in dreams, and somebody wanted to, I saw the exchange of money. Someone wanted to give you money or whatever, and you rejected it, but you really should have accepted it. And to me, that's just someone wanting to sort of like give you some help. Resources, time, energy, love, etc. And I'm looking at this not just romantic sort of energy. It seems to me like it's very much, let me help. Let me give you a helping hand. So if somebody can give you a helping hand, go for it. If you need help, ask. That's something I did this time around. I don't do it very often. I'm like, there's no way I can get all of the cards back, and I need to get up and running, so I'll ask for help. You guys were kind enough to help and surprised me and heartened it was just very surprising that everybody came through. So sometimes you just need to reach out and say, I can't do this alone. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a sign of strength, okay? It's also about healing those relationships, because we saw the 5 of Pentacles, and that could be, forgiving someone in your family for something that didn't go right, or having an important conversation. I think all of these things are really, really important. You guys are asking about business, particularly if you need to start something new. I see that in chat. I think that's a great question. So for those of you that are navigating a new job or any sort of changes in business, let's see what the message is for that. Okay. Isn't it interesting that we actually have more partnership energy coming through on this? So we have King and Queen of Cups, just like we just had the 2 of Cups. And then we have 5 of Wands, which is a card that shows that for some of you in a new situation, there's a lack of leadership. This can show like competition coming through. And it's frustrating sometimes because there doesn't need to be, like, everybody has the same goal usually, but if there's a lack of leadership, or what's the other word when you're in a company and people just don't, incentive, that's it. There could be a lack of incentive for some of you. So you may have to step into a leadership position, or just let everybody know we're in this together. We don't have to fight. There's no, like strength in numbers is what I see. Lots of creativity, lots of sensitivity. So one thing, because we're in retrograde, that you want to be very mindful of, both of these people feel deeply. So you and either the person or the people that you're dealing with the most, highly sensitive. Could read more into a conversation than they need to, or their projection could hinder their ability to read something. So circle back and say, hey, I just wanted to make sure, was that clear? Or I was trying to, just make sure. Don't assume, check in again, and then maybe check in a third time. Not to the point of annoyance, but just make sure that you're both on the same page. And the different levels of checking in can be, is this a good time to talk? Do you have any questions? And then later you can come back and say, hey, I just want to make sure you were clear on this point. How are we on this? And that's it. Otherwise, you're micromanaging. But those sort of levels of check-in can help. And then just inspiration. Sometimes 5 of Wands, it feels like you're in a hamster wheel. So reminding yourself like why you're doing what you're doing could be really, really key. Okay, I'm going to scan chat for a second here, and let's see what it is. Decluttering, some of you are resonating a lot with that, I'm glad. Let's look at relationships. Sudden breakup, we see that. So whether you're starting a relationship or dealing with some challenges in relationships, let's see what the message is for love, for partnership, for relationships. Here's where we start to see some challenges. Hold on a second. All right, so things are starting to get interesting here. Let's talk about this. Deep past. So I actually feel like there's been a person in your life that has a tendency to, it's sort of like take what they need and run. You can see this person walking away. Or when things get difficult, rather than have the difficult conversation, they're on their way. So it's really, really important to analyze relationship tendencies, communication tendencies, and if someone's also just checking in without, what's the word, an agenda. So someone who just checks in and says, hey, how are you doing today? What's going on? They don't need anything, they're just checking in. This is a keeper. If someone only reaches out because it's transactional, because they need something, time to let that go. If you have a habit of only reaching out transactionally, this is an encouragement to teach yourself, encourage yourself to just say hi and check in, because it's good to get that. It's also good to give that. So create some space if you don't, and if someone isn't doing that, you can try to let them know that it's a habit. Just say, hey, it would be great if we could sometimes just talk just because a lot of times it seems like it's one way. Let them know if you want to. They may not be ready to hear it though with the Devil card. You can't change people. These are all reversed, but let's just look at them in the upright position. So someone who has a tendency to take what they want and go, transactional communication. And this is someone who wants it their way or the highway. And these two cards are definitely connected. When they don't get what they want, they go here. And opportunistic, I'm seeing that. Now, if we take it away from the other person and just focus on what you can control and what you can like really maximize right now in relationships, if someone says no, let them, because there's something better. So if something's falling away or if someone isn't good enough, it's all right. It's time to level up, because on the horizon is a level up. This is the 3rd time we've gotten the 3 of Wands, right? So I feel like they're better than you think. The Devil wants you to think that things are bad. Have you ever noticed like there are some people that communicate and that's what they're fear-mongering. And oh my God, this is the worst day ever. This is the worst person. Take a deep breath, step away from that. The message from Spirit with respect to relationships is there's got to be some give and take. If someone walks away, let them walk away. If someone won't change, you can do better. And when it comes to relationships, really make sure that someone can give you what you need as well. You matter. There's a give and a take here that I think retrograde is encouraging us to take a look at, okay? and maybe someone's just unavailable. It's the wrong time. So wait until that person can show up untethered to whatever this might be. Okay? All right. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to take a look at the community tab. Feel free, members, to ask a question too if you have something going on. So let's see here. Technology, of course, I've had that too. Everything I've purchased, I've had to sometimes take it back or try it 2 or 3 times, including the whole gear setup here. That's what happened with the cameras and my mic. I have another one, and I have a different stand. I'm with you guys on all of that. So listen, when it comes to technology, there are a lot of questions. I'll just pull a single card. I think the main thing here is make sure there's a return policy and give yourself time. That's just a general thing here, but we're going to look in a second at like purchasing and things like that. But when it comes to technology, any advice? Yeah, don't move too quickly. The Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving cards. Do your research, slow down, sleep on it if you can. And definitely, if you can purchase with some sort of protection, like in a credit card or something like that, so that you have a way to, negotiate if someone doesn't give you a refund, etc. Slower is better. That's what I see on all of this. Let's see. Throw me a question in chat. I very rarely ask, but I'm here today, and I'd like to see like a really difficult thing that somebody is dealing with. So what's going on with some of you today? Let's see. You were hurt that your spouse didn't check in. So we talked about relationship stuff a little bit. Oh, finances. Yes, finances. Thank you for reminding me. Let's look at how we can heal the money situation. Good question. Yeah, great advice in chat there about renting something or borrowing something. Like if you need to rent a piece of equipment and test it out to make sure that it works, that's a great idea. You just want to make sure that it makes sense from a financial perspective, but yes. Okay, so let's take a look at the money. What do you all need to know about money in this period? What are the triggers? So yeah, we're going to just do past, present, future. Okay, retrograde, so we got lots of reversals. We're not going to worry about it. All right, we keep getting six of Pentacles. Choices. Everybody wants a little bit of something. You can't give to everybody all the time, so little give and take. It's okay to say no. It's okay to ask. And really the important thing here is about balancing things out. So one of the things that I'm doing, for instance, is because I had to give up everything, like I'm using an air mattress and maybe in a month or 2, I'll get the bed. And I'm just kind of like, each month I get a piece of furniture or whatever, and I'm using it here to dampen the sound right now because this room is empty. So you just take your time. You don't have to get it all overnight. So whether it's, maybe some of you might be going to school and you're like, you know what, I can only do a few classes a semester, so you're going to school at night and you're working a job, you're balancing. So you're going to find a balancing act. It's not about how quickly, it's just if you get to the finish line, folks. Less is more. Don't do it all at once. Choices. If you make good choices, you're going to have more than enough. If you force it, you're going to find yourself in a pickle. Okay. All right. The Four of Wands, again, partnership, it was reversed. Some of you may have a difficult time engaging with, accepting, or reaching out for help. This could be therapy, counseling, community, whatever. Four of Wands, I also look in a non-romantic way as like best friend energy. Someone who's your ride or die, has your back all the time. And I think if you don't have that energy, you can start to look in parts of your life where you might meet people of quality. And, maybe this is through volunteer work or, if there's a place of worship or something where you just know people are typically going there because they're trying to better themselves. Try to create some of those relationships. If you're already lucky enough to have friends, invest in those friendships, right? Okay. And I know you're like, what does this have to do with money? Those friendships can help you out when it comes to some of these decisions, but we're looking at energy. I mean, when I look at Pentacles, it isn't just cash. So some of this is really about the work-life balance. It's kind of calling into question like relationship balance. There needs to be more time for friendship, for love, for relationships. Even though you asked a question about money, that's what I'm getting, so I'll honor that. I feel like some of you are meant to stay a little bit longer in something, or just don't rush. Don't pull the trigger until you have a safety net. So if you want to quit, what I did almost 10 years ago, it's like 9 3/4. We'll do some fun stuff next year because it's my 10th year on YouTube. But yeah, 9.5, 9 3/4 years ago, I was sitting at my desk thinking, how much do I need for utilities, for rent, for healthcare, for this, for that? And how long is it going to take to build a business? And how many months do I need to factor it out? So I was sitting there calculating because I wanted to quit my job. And I had to wait for a certain number. And then I was like, okay, I can do it now. So calculating, planning, waiting. And that's what the hanged man can be, like looking around and making sure you've got a good view of everything before you let go. And while you're waiting, something might come through that you didn't expect. So slow and steady, folks. So choices, you don't have to do it all at once. Someone might be able to help you. This could be financial aid. This could be a parent helping you out. This can just be a friend counseling you. Take it slow. And by the way, when we're looking at money and work and other things, for whatever reason, relationships just keep coming in. So it's important to factor in time to enjoy those relationships. If you're looking at a job or if you're looking at something, is it going to take away time and energy from those core relationships in the Four of Wands? I hope that helps. That's a really cool, triptych of cards there. And I think it makes sense. Okay, let's look at chat. Tech help. Let's see. What else is going on here? Communication. Good question. Hello. It's retrograde. Of course, we should be looking at communication. So let's see what the message around communication is right now. And yeah, I'm going to go back to This Might Hurt. I might go and just choose a new deck here in a second if we keep chatting. I'm just having fun, and hopefully you guys are too. And this is a good test of my new setup. It's actually a little higher resolution than before, so sometimes changes are good. I have a faster internet connection here. Okay, communication. What can we focus on? The past is really interesting. Two cards came through. So the moon is a tricky card, especially when it's reversed. I feel like some of you might have chosen to ignore something because coming out of the water is usually a lobster, but it represents fears, things that have happened, things that have been pushed beneath the surface. And a reversal of this can be, it's coming to light now, but like, I feel like there's some things in relationships that can't be ignored anymore, and it's okay. The Knight of Swords in reverse speaks up and just says what needs to be said. Like, with as few words as possible and as kindly as possible, but you don't have to hold someone's hand with the Knight of Swords in reverse. So it can be as simple as putting a no out there, or creating a boundary, or just asking a difficult question. So one thing in relationships is talk about it. Whatever it is that bothered you before, now you can come back and say, this is something I've been meaning to ask you, or this is something that's important because I value our friendship, and then just put it out there. So that's what I see, something that has been weighing heavily from the past that now is the time to talk about it. I also think the important thing with this is to elevate, because the moon can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So find a way to look at the best qualities of someone and try to be aspirational, because if we only focus on the negative, it can be difficult. But again, if there's something that's been ignored, I feel like you have to talk about it. So walking that fine line and saying what needs to be said. I'm going to leave it at that. If you love someone, if you are really excited about something, let people know that there is a future. This is an important card when we're talking about relationships because it lets the other person know she's holding a map, that they're part of your map, your love map, your future. So in a relationship that maybe has been going for a few months, this could be about making a plan to take a trip or do something. And then the person's like, oh, I guess we're getting serious. Or maybe talking about getting exclusive. If you've been with someone for a while, it's saying, I really like it when you do this and this, and I'd love for us to do more of this together. It's just talking about hopes and dreams, not so much fears. We're going to talk about the fears first, but then we're going to talk about the hopes and dreams, and that's really where the energy is here. Making a plan, validating, and maybe taking a trip here. So that lets people know that you're in it. You're in it for the long haul. And this could also even be places that you're working where you just validate and say, thank you, I've learned so much. I look forward to the next opportunity here, et cetera, et cetera. Balancing things out. This is why the Knight of Swords came through. If someone is constantly, it's kind of like, if no one ever tips or is constantly $2 or $3 short, it adds up over time. And so it feels like there may be a habit that someone has that just has to be stopped. And so you're going to speak to the deficit in a very short way. Just say, actually, no, I need you to do that. Because they might try to say, oh, I'll get you next time. Just say, no, actually, we need to even it up right now. That's it. That's you with the Knight of Swords. And then it holds them accountable. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And just say, and in fact, we're a couple things here behind. So let's get this caught up and then we're good. So I feel like something like that where someone is used to getting away with something. The Moon is a little tricky. The Five of Pentacles is someone not coming through. So it's hard, but it's important. Healing yourself, health-wise as well, is going to be really, really important right now. Because if you're at your best, you'll be good in your finances, you'll be good in your relationship, and you're not going to be like working out karmic stuff in the relationship. So there you go. Yeah, me too, by the way. Someone said, so glad you're feeling better. It took me about 45 days, folks, to feel better. I'm now just on Zyrtec, but I think I'm actually over it now. But I was on steroids and a lot of stuff to get all the mold out. I'm still detoxing, but glad to be here. Glad to be okay. Health is wealth. Really. And that's why I've slowed down a little bit this past month. I almost had to kind of like take a pause for a month. So thank you for letting me. We'll catch up. Now that my gear's all set up here, I'm going to start with, we're going to swap it around. I'll be doing Pisces tomorrow, and now I can start recording. But yeah, I had to get everything set up, and I had to get this set up. So sometimes you just have to slow down. Life throws you a curveball, right? But I'm here. I'm still here. I still have work to do. Okay, what else is going on here, folks? Retrograde for communication. Yes, it's all about re's, as someone pointed out here in chat. Anything that you need to you're okay, like reevaluate, revise, usually a good thing to do. Let's see. I'm just looking at chat, but most of you are doing good. So I'm happy to hear that. I might pull some cards on, I feel like we've done health, wealth, love, and maybe we can look at what's coming after all of this. But let me look one more time on the post just to see if I missed anything. Oh, I like this. I think we talked about that just a little bit, but finding your voice. Let me just pull a card here in real time while we're looking at that, and I'll continue to scan through this. What can you do to find your voice? And then I'm going to just tune into guides and angels here in a moment. How many different decks can show us this card? How many times can we get it? Five of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Wow. So when we're looking at it through the lens of finding your voice, this has to do with something past, deep past. Could go as far back as like first or second grade, or like when you were a little kid, even when you were just relying on someone, they didn't come through in some way, or they said something like, you'll never be able to do this because, or you're not this enough, you're not that enough. That was their projection. It isn't true. And finding your voice now is realizing that you deserve better. And I feel like that's what it's okay to say goodbye to someone. It's okay to even the exchange. It's okay to ask for more. You deserve better. That's the big message here. And don't feel like just because one person couldn't see it, that someone else won't be able to see your value. Does that help? You're more valuable than that person knew or saw or ever could kind of like wrap their head around. Their loss, your gain. you don't have time for that anymore. So I see a specific question. I'm going to broaden it a bit. Charlotte is asking about justice. So we're going to look at the karmic scales. It could be in career like her. It could be in a relationship. It could be like maybe you have a court case or something, like someone wronged you. So generally speaking, let's see what you need to know about karmic retribution. Good question, Charlotte. And we're going to go deeper. We'll look at ancestors, those who have passed. Like if you're mourning someone, we'll do some special stuff here in a second. But let's look at retribution. Basically like the judgment card. What do you need to know? Are things, for those of you that want to know if it's going to work out, I'm going to pull like that kind of a card. Faster than you think, yeah. And then I'm going to pull more like, why did this happen? Because I think most of us that have gone through a justice judgment moment, we're like, why am I going through this? It needed to change. Okay, we'll talk here. So things are moving along quickly. So if you've been waiting for something, I feel like the wheels of justice are starting to move in the right direction. This can also be about documenting stuff and sending out emails or letters. So now is the time to communicate and start some communication around this, and you should start to see it move. Word travels quickly too. So I do feel like, yeah, I just see quick communication, things moving in the right direction. The Knight of Swords is a good card overall, okay? Why did it happen? Well, you probably saw the writing on the wall. The Tower card is something that we know, but we hope isn't going to happen, but it happens anyway. And the reason it happened is because you needed to get out of that relationship, job, situation, etc. And we're going to see like what's waiting for you on the other side. So you're supposed to focus on taking care of yourself. Now, the person or the environment that you were connecting to, very greedy, very needy, very narcissistic, very... We talked on the Weekend Collective a little bit about vampiric energy. This strikes me as slightly vampiric. So it was not sustainable, let's put it that way. So I feel like that was one of the reasons that you needed to get out. And now on the other side, you're going to have more. The cool thing with the King of Pentacles, he's got the Midas touch or a green thumb, he can make things work. So even if you lost a lot, even if your head is discombobulated and all of that, you're gonna be okay. You'll probably end up better in the long run because of it. But the speed with which this happened, the Knight and the Tower together are really fast acting cards. I get it, folks, this was a lot, okay? Okay, we're gonna change it up a bit. I would like to do, I'm going to focus on those who have loved and lost, and you want a message from someone who's on the other side. I never do that, but let's see what's coming through from the other side, what it is that you need to focus on. Okay. I think this is another one from Jill. All of my oracle cards here are from her. Yeah, thank you, Jill. From the other side, what messages need to come through? What is it you need to focus on? We're looking at those who have loved and lost. A message from, and it can be a pet, a parent, a child, a partner. It doesn't matter. They see you. They see an accomplishment that you've done. I'm going to pull a tarot card as well, but one of the big questions that we have a lot of times is like, God, I wish my dad or my mom or my aunt or my child or whoever it is that's lost, like, I wish they could see me in this moment. They see you. They see you. Your light is shining brightly on the other side, and they see you reaching that destination. How many times today did we get 3 of Wands and 2 of Wands? That's those are optical cards. They're looking at you. They're happy. So I'm going to go a little deeper. And let's see, for those of you that have loved and lost, sorry, I keep showing the tab there instead. For those of you that have loved and lost, what is the past, present, future message for those that are in spirit? Past, present, future. So, and they're good cards. So first of all, some of you have this wish that there was more, that you had done more. So a page, particular page of Pentacles, I wish I said more. I wish I did more. I wish I could have been there a little bit more. Guess what? It was enough. Even if it wasn't enough, it was enough. Like for whatever reason, we're getting forgiveness from the other side. Six of Wands shows me that some of you are just hard on yourself. It was enough. And right now, they're just very happy for your success because these are both cards of success. Your light is shining brightly. We see the path. Six of Wands is success. It also shows me peace, like they're at peace on the other side. There are no cards of fear in this spread. And many of you, it could be a maternal energy or just someone who really knew how to take care of you, the Strength card. The message from your guide, particularly in this moment, is to take better care of your health. It is a very mother or father sort of energy. What are you doing for physical and dietary well-being? I would even extend this to mental health. It's time to take better care of you. That's the main message here. For those of you that needed to find your voice too, it's almost like an apology. For some of you where it's like if you were shut down, because the Strength card is a very controlling one, and we see her working on that, and I felt a throat activation. So for some of you, you tried to speak your truth, or you tried to speak up, but they weren't ready to listen. But they are now. And that's the cool thing about spirit, folks, is when someone's on the other side, you don't need to get the feedback to know, like they have to listen to you. So you say what you need to say. I love you, or I'm sorry, or I'm angry. You can say that. I'm angry. I miss you. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, whatever it is, say it. Let them know. Process the grief, the emotions, the whole whatever it is that you need to say. Now you can speak your mind. They're listening, okay? And there is an apology for those that had a tendency to shut down, okay? Now let's go higher than that. Let's look at, for those of you that want to tune into spirit guides, less about those who have passed, more about path. So what is it that's coming through from angels? We'll pull one from angels, one from spirit guides. Angels are going to give you a more love-based message, and interesting because it's tower related. And then, so we're going to look at angels and then your guides. Okay. Angels are telling you to pay attention to the towers that have been coming through in the form of the tsunami, and then the tower itself. And the most important thing is to clear the air. So there is an avoidable or a manageable situation that just requires you picking up the phone or engaging with someone in communication and saying, let's talk. Not like we need to talk, or there's a better way you can do it. Just saying, I love you, I care about you, this is important. Can we carve out some time to clear the air? I'm sorry, whatever it is you need to say, clear it up before it gets intense, okay? That's the angelic piece. Now your guides, which are a little bit more, some of them may be human, some of them just get the human side a little bit more. Interesting. As long as you're able to, you're gonna really have to follow your North Star, your compass. Do what's right, speak what's right. Lead the way. If something isn't right, highlight it. As long as you're on the side of truth, things should work out. You have to speak up, though, if something is wrong. Guides are also a little straightforward on that. So if there's something you did wrong, just own up to it and say, I'll do better. I'm sorry. What can we do to remedy this? So accountability, honesty, clarity. That's what the guides are saying. And then angels are really, it's all about communication. Let's just pull one general tarot card between the two, see if there's anything else that we need to see. Yes, I'm looking at chat. There's a lot, Jeannie, around clearing. Okay, so one last message here is really when we're looking at the Seven of Pentacles, patience. It's not easy. It's not easy to be patient, waiting for someone to change or grow. This is especially true if there's someone like maybe they're dealing with a habit in their life that they're trying to let go of. And it takes time. They've got to get to the point where they're ready to be accountable to change that habit, whether it's sobriety or just like bad credit habits or whatever. Like it takes time and you can't force them. Now, when it comes to your own sort of general healing and progress, be more patient with yourself, basically, and avoid overpromising or overextending. I feel like we're at the right amount of time here. So guys, throw it out in chat if you have any questions. Let's look real quick. I want to make sure that I have a chance to answer everything here. So let's see what's going on here. Conversation you need to have with your youngest. That's good. I'm just looking at some of this. Thanks, by the way. I'm glad you guys like the new setup. I still need to adjust like white balance, and I need another light here, but that's going to have to wait a month. All right, let's see. You know what? I'm going to pull a card for those of you that are looking to pull in a partnership, because I know that's something I don't always do in my generals. So let's do one of those. And then I think what would be really nice is just you ask a question and I'll pull a card. Like you don't have to put it in chat. We'll do like a final card type thing. So let's look at love. And I think that'll be good. I feel like we're almost at time here, but I could also do something with elements too. But let me just see. Yeah, it's been almost an hour. So let's do first love, and then we'll see if we need to do an elemental check-in. All right. Any messages around incoming love, relationships, partnerships, friendships, any type of person that you want to call forth? Very nicely aligned for that question. So it says, love flows through you and to you. You're the source, basically. And you're like, Nicholas, that's not what I want to hear. But the more you are like the Ace of Cups overflowing, the more you're going to be able to bring it in. Rather than seeking completion or a transactional energy. So let me talk about what I'm saying here. So for those of you that are focusing on finding a partner because you feel like you're lonely or you need help financially or you want to start a family, there's too much of a focus on the lack or the need. And it's more like, I'm open to receive a partner that I could walk this planet and enjoy life with. That's a little bit more open than I need to find a person so I can have a family. So broadening the way that you're manifesting. Same thing with friendship. I'm really happy with my own company, but I feel like my life would be richer in the company of someone else as well. This could be friendship, partnership, etc. So it's less about needing it, more about being open to bless your life with more. Because you've discovered all that you need to on your own. I think that's it, like bringing it up a little bit. I'm gonna pull one traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card on each of the elements, then we'll do a final card and then we'll wrap it up. This is special, I'm in a new place. I'm feeling connected to all of you. So elemental, fire, earth, air, and water, mid-retrograde, mid-August check-in. What's the one thing you need to know? All right, I keep showing that for some reason, sorry. All right, the one thing you need to know. I need to change that button on there. That's what I need to know. All right, fire, earth, air, and water. Let's see what's coming through. Woo, fire. An opportunity to take care of yourself, but let's get through this. Earth, air got 2, water. All right, let's start off with fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. First of all, you don't have to be perfect. The Ten of Swords can simply be perfectionist tendencies and this feeling like it's Chicken Little, the sky is falling. It's the best or the worst day ever. It's okay. If you do your best, that's the best that you can do, and it doesn't matter if it's not good enough for someone else. So that's the first message. Take care of your physical health. There could be chronic pain or fatigue that's setting in because you're overworking yourself. So if you've burned the candle at both ends, please stop. Please start taking care of yourself. This is the wake-up call that some of you needed. This can also be an encouragement not to take the bait. So if somebody's trying to incite an argument, just walk away. Don't do it. Um, and for some of you, someone has already said something and you need the support. So we looked at all those cards of support, the Two of Cups earlier, the Four of Wands. Find your friend, your confidant, or your counselor, and get the support you deserve. The good news, folks, even in the Ten of Swords, it's done. We see a new day dawning. So the best is yet to come, the worst is behind you, but it is about whatever you need to do to release the pain of the Ten of Swords. That's what you need to be focusing on. And as a tarot reader, I read what I see, and that's what I see. There is just a chance to let it go. And listen to tomorrow's daily reading because we talk a little bit about the power of that, burying the hatchet, forgiving yourself. All of that is the big message here in this Ten of Swords, okay? There we go. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Focus on physical well-being. You have a good chance right now to get something done. If you want to push something to an approval, Strength card is one of the best cards at negotiating. You also can get someone to agree with you. But there is always a tug of war literally in this card with, this person opening. Make sure you're not putting words in someone else's mouth and vice versa. It's got to be something that feels organic. This is interesting. I don't know why this is coming through as like parental. So for those of you in a relationship, we want to kind of veer away from stepping into the role of mother or father. I feel like there could be karmic energy with a partnership right now where it's almost like you feel like you have to protect them or they have to listen to you. And it's more even than you might think, and it's up to them. They can take it or leave it, and you can take it or leave it. So let's move away from old parental roles or old control roles, because we don't want this Strength card to go like devil energy, and there's a fine line there, okay? But generally speaking, Strength is really strong. Could be a Leo coming into your life. You have a chance to get what you want. It's a good card, folks. I was just picking up on some nuances from my third eye that I had to mention there. Okay, moving from Earth to Air, you got two cards. We'll look at the presenting one, we'll look at the one beneath it. Presenting energy, Nine of Wands. You've been through it. I get it. It's been a rough sort of retrograde period. We see the bandage on the head. Some of you may actually be dealing with recovery from some sort of an injury. It could also just be exhaustion and fatigue. But look at how far you've come. Look at all that's been done. The energy beneath it is saying it's so worth it. I love my little snail. There we go with the Nine of Pentacles snail. So this is saying slow, steady. It's also showing that the energy of September, May, June, July, August, September, next month. Where am I? What month is it? Because I read ahead so much, I'm like, I'm sure other tarot readers are like, what month am I reading? But anyway, next month, looking so much better financially and just across the board. So a little bit of a push, but these two nines are showing you that you're headed in the right direction. Good things are coming. Don't give up. Keep working hard. Take care of yourself. Take a break if you need to. It's all coming together. Great energy for the air signs. Water. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Really cool energy around new ideas coming in. So some of you might be able to take something to the next level. Get people excited about what you have to offer. There could be relationships going to the next level. This is a passionate card, so maybe you're deciding to, kind of get a little bit more closer or maybe move in together. I'm getting intimacy and passion with this. When it comes to productivity and ideation, really great time to start new things, to ignite new things. Lots of like just sparks flying is what I see. So very different for water, but that's it. Like a lot of energy around igniting, moving, sharing, passion. That's what I get with this card. Share your ideas with others. You have good insights. Okay? That was fun. All right, let's do a final question. It's going to be anything that you need, anything that I haven't answered. I did my best today, just kind of look at everything that's going on. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Interesting. So this is a nuanced sort of answer for you. If you ask like yes or no, there's a couple ways to look at this. Yes, but you may have to go a different path. For those of you that are looking for, maybe you asked a question like, will I get this or can I have this or whatever? There's a gatekeeper that may have a difficult time in understanding your perspective. And there's another gatekeeper. There's two keys on here. So if you can't get the support you need from one person, try another path. Remember the Three of Wands? I said you got to keep looking in different directions. So I feel like there's an arbitrary gatekeeper. You might also be working with the wrong person. I had a great boss once that said if you don't have someone that can give you the yes or no, you're like working with the wrong. Go to the decision maker, not someone that has a rubber stamp that just doesn't know. You know, you've got to maybe go the next level. Also, now's the time to be rebellious, to think outside of the box. Maybe you can do this on your own. Maybe there's a different or more independent or entrepreneurial path. This is hierarchy. This is old systems. And when it's reversed, it's about breaking down those systems. And in retrograde, we're looking at trying something different. Okay? Okay, that was fun. We should maybe do this more often, yeah? If I can get everything set up and get caught up. I used to do mid-month checkpoints. I think it'd be really fun to keep it with members. Maybe I can get things up a little bit sooner and then get some more questions going. And if I have a moderator, that can help too. So we'll see. I'll explore this. I'm going to take a moment here to say thanks to everybody. So first of all, thanks to all the members, but thanks to everybody. I opened this up to be viewed by everyone. It will be on replay for everybody. I'm just doing it kind of as like a members chat for today. Let me know if you like that. All right. Speaking of members, let's see if there were any new ones that joined, and then I'll give some gratitude for super stickers and super chats. So members, what's going on here? Oh, actually, there were quite a few here that joined today. So Judy, Jeremy, Amy, Nicole, let's see, Lil Hermit, Lady Intrigue, Darlene, Lisa, James, Sved Dish Meatball. It's all put together there. Sorry. Enzo, good to see you again, buddy. Carrie and Tracy. So whether you're coming back or it's your first time, good to have you here. Thank you. We'll do more of this stuff now that I'm finally settled and not like a vagabond. All right. Supers. Let's see if anybody gave super stickers and super chat, and then I'll look at those that had sort of like a celebratory comment as well. All right. So Raven, thank you. Popcorn, Misha, Charlotte, Crystal, Rosemary, Amber, Stephanie, Jeannie, and Misha. You guys rock. Misha, you gave twice. Thank you for that. Let me see. I think that there were some anniversaries celebrated here too, and I want to make sure I'm spotlighting those. So let me do that. So we'll go to fan funding. Here we go. Okay, so White Buffalo Calf Woman, thank you for 4 months of membership. Let's see. Kat, thanks for gifting a membership. That was sweet of you. Thank you also to Schoolhouse Intuitive for gifting a membership. Tahoe, 37 months. Where's the time gone? I'm glad you enjoyed this. I'm glad you could show up. Karen, good to see you again. 43 months. That's insane. Thank you. Let's see. Popcorn, thank you for 33 months as well. I'm glad that this resonated with you. Thanks for your kind comments. Karen, thank you for gifting a membership. That was sweet. Charlotte, 3 months. Time has flown. Thank you for being a part of this community. Crystal, you're amazing. 5 memberships. Welcome to all the new members that were gifted from her as well. Let's see. Who else? I think we got everybody. And a couple new ones at the bottom. Lexi, thank you very much for your contribution as well. If I missed anyone, apologies. I'll see it on the replay because I always look at these as well when I do some timestamps, perhaps. I just want to say thanks. We'll do more of these. Let me know. Maybe I'll put a members post up if there's other types of videos that you'd like me to periodically do besides what I'm doing. I'm working on trying to get some more podcasts down the pipe here, working with my executive producer to find some sponsorships, find some people, try to get that going. So I'll keep you posted on that. That's definitely a future goal as well. And yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do have all my graphics back. So you can give me a follow on social media if you'd like to. Nicholas Ashball on all major platforms. There was a crazy imposter on the YouTube forums the other day that was using all these special characters. And they were telling you to call some random person. Be smart, folks. I'm not going to use comments and have you chasing a wild goose. So, but do mention me like you did so I can block and report them, which I did. Um, if you'd like to give back, you can always do that on the replay as well with a super sticker, super chat. Actually, I think it's called like super like on the replay, but thank you. If you need any information, you can go to my website. And thanks to everybody for showing up. This was a lot of fun. Thanks to everyone for giving me my library back. I can't wait I need to get like an IKEA bookshelf so I can put all the cards near me, and then we can start to go between them. And I think of you guys with every card spread now. So what a great gift. It was a nice silver lining. So I almost wanted to cry when I went to the post office and saw all of these packages. So thank you. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. All right, guys, we're going to, like I said, get started on all the monthlies. It's going to be a busy couple weeks here. I'll get us caught up, and we'll be back on track next month. But thank you for your patience, your kindness. You're going to get through retrograde. Look at this as much as you need to. It'll be here on replay. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.